This reminds me of the time when I went to child support, a hearing, right, with my son's father. He was constantly saying that I was alienating him from the child. Meanwhile, he was never paying child support, right? But it didn't stop me from letting him see the child. I just wasn't going. We have a schedule that you need to follow, and follow the schedule. But he didn't want to follow the schedule. He wanted to come when he wanted to come, at the time he wanted to come. So like if it was my weekend, and he felt like he wanted to pick him up on my weekend, he would pick him up on my weekend. If it was his weekend and he didn't feel like coming, he wouldn't come. No call, no show. Literally, no call, no show, right? So we go to court one day, right? And basically, I had an issue with the magistrate because it's like she was a little too personally involved for some reason. She was taking things to heart, because she even, she was kind of like grilling me, and I didn't really understand why, because my whole thing was like, all he needs to do is follow the schedule and, pay the child support. We're cool. We don't have no issues, right? But in her mind, it was like, because she even said this, she would give anything to have her father, and, she was an older woman. So I assume her father has already passed on, transitioned on into the next realm, right? But it was the passion she exuded when she said that. And it gave me pause, because I'm like, oh shit, is this bitch on his side? It was crazy like that, So after the hearing, I went downstairs to the customer service desk and I explained what was going on. And I said, I don't want to deal with this woman. I want a new magistrate. I didn't say that. I said, I have a complaint about her. And they basically said, well, you can put your complaint in, but at the end of the day, that's still going to be the magistrate who presides over your visitation hearings. Just like there's a magistrate who presides over the, the financial part, the child support hearings, And basically what he said is, you can do this now, you can put this complaint in, okay, but she's still gonna be the magistrate. So the next time you come back here, you're still gonna see her, And it was true, because I did still see her, Even one time when I was working, at that work camp, they had the big time lawyers and stuff like that, right? So I have this issue when it comes to me speaking in front of certain things and all that. So I said, let me get this lawyer. I got this job. Let me, contact the lawyer union, hooked it up and all that, So now we're in court, right? At the hearing. He walks in there with a neck brace. Like, okay, here we go. And the hearing goes on and whatever. So, he got the neck brace on. He trying to get some sympathy and all that jazz. But the thing that blew mine was at the end of the hearing when my lawyer turned to him and gave him her card. No, actually, that was the second thing that blew mine. The first thing that blew mine is when she, introduced herself to the magistrate and then felt the need to say that, oh, my husband, you have seen my husband before. Like, why the fuck did you need to say that? That shit was, what I'm saying? Like, that stuff like that can turn things left, because then it's like, what are you trying to do? Are you trying to, That was the first thing that blew my mind. I said, oh, God, this bitch is going to fuck this shit up for me. We get past that. Second thing that blew my mind, after the hearing, she turns to my son's father and presents him with a business card and says, here, call my husband. And at this moment, I looked at the magistrate and she looked at me, and it was like the first time that me and this chick was on the fucking same page. Me and her was literally here, eye to eye. I looked at her, she looked at me. I'm like, you see this shit? And she's looking like, is this bitch crazy? This bitch must be crazy. Like, how you do that? So unprofessional, right? And, fast forward, he came to pick him up that weekend. It was his weekend. And guess what? He didn't have a neck brace on.